Sweet. So we're here at the second Smashed Two Pieces. Just this new series I've tried to start here in West Seattle at the Missing Piece. And we have Sailor Jess here.
Hi.
Visiting from
New Hampshire.
New Hampshire.
Very far away.
Far across the entire nation.
I'm here visiting my dad.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So just came out just for family and just was like, let's check on Smash TV.
Yes, yeah, 100%. Yeah, I tweeted out, I was like, is there anything local going on? And yeah, one of the players reached out to me and was like, yeah, we'd love to have you basically. So
awesome.
Yeah, that's what it's all about.
And so is this your first event since you came visited over here?
Yeah, so I got here like a week ago, so I leave tomorrow morning, but I wanted to make it out to one event before I left. So
awesome. Well, we're glad you could. This could be the one event that you come through to.
It's been so nice, really. The people, you, the venue as well, really, really nice.
Yeah, the coffee shop, game shop
Coffee shop, game shop vibe, 100%.
And how is, so I'm curious, I've always heard about Tri-State, right, they're super, just on the...
Tri-State is so good.
Well, they're good, and they're also just, they kind of dominate the news feed, and then there's Florida, so I'm thinking about but I've never heard about New Hampshire, this New Hampshire scene. So what's that is it kind of a smaller scene, or is it just maybe gets absorbed by some of the news coming out of the bigger scenes?
So the funny thing about New Hampshire is, the scene is pretty small, but because it's so small, we're also very close to Boston, where a lot of competitor players live in Mass, and the BSB happens on a weekly basis, and a lot of New Hampshire players, they make names for themselves in Mass just because their local scene is so small. But the scene has been growing in size, slowly and surely, and the players have been getting better overall. So it's been nice to be a part of that, you know.
Nice. So y'all are kind of the invasion threat.
Yeah, we
for
kind
some
of are.
Bigger...
Yeah, because we're right in between Maine, Vermont, and Mass, and CT is only 4 hours away. So if we ever want to drive down there, we always can. It's really cool to have that mobility, as a state, because not everyone can make it to different states.
Yeah, well, on the East Coast, you kind of got that
conglomeration
of everyone's
pretty. There's so much
pretty
talent
close.
in New England, in general, and I think a lot of New Hampshire can get lost in all of Mass or all of Connecticut, where Light and Mars are, and all of this stuff.
Right.
Yeah, and we actually, we're doing better and better with time, so that's what matters.
Yeah, have you had any recent kind of notable tournaments you've gone to in the area that were kind of highlights for you, or you came out and maybe people didn't super know who you were, but then you maybe took some wins off some players, or just kind of any fun events where you showed up and were kind of the invader crew, or maybe you came with some other people?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of people from my state that will go to Mass tournaments Gaming Underground or Bay State Beatdown. Will actually do really well. We've had people getting top 8s there pretty consistently, and they're always oh, a new player from New Hampshire, it's pretty cool,
Do they make fun? Do they go, I'm New Hampshire? Do they do the
They don't. They don't do that. Is that a known thing?
No, I swear in pop culture I just hear people talk about
they do the Boston accent.
The New Hampshire.
Have you heard of that?
I can't do the Boston accent. I've just watched some movies and then the Boston accent comes out in those, and then I'm just sometimes I don't even understand what they're saying. I have no idea. It's so weird.
Yeah, it's a whole different language sometimes.
One of my friends from college who went to college in Boston, he was translating for us while watching a movie. But yeah, it's so if you were to stay, just theoretically, imagine you're staying here for a month.
Yeah. Sounds like a good...
Yes, this in theory, and you could attend multiple events. Who do you think, from knowing the players here, you'd really want to get games with? Who do you think maybe you could maybe upset based off of your characters that you play, or just
I mean, it depends on how I'm feeling. Sometimes I'm feeling really confident, I can beat anybody. So I'd be oh, I can beat Pendarian, I don't care, all this stuff. But I don't know, if I'm being honest, I just go into each tournament, with an open mind, or try to, and do the best I can no matter who the ways.
Right. And I haven't gotten to watch any of your sets so far. So what is kind of your, not knowing you as a player, what is kind of your character spread? Are you mainly just
I'm
specialist?
a peach main.
Peach
Yeah,
main?
I'm a peach main. I'm pretty much a specialist in general. I have a Bea that I use sometimes if I'm like usually down in the dumps or not having like a good day. Don't really want to try, but yeah, I'm basically a peach main pretty much. I love playing peach.
How do you feel about, so with Peach, I see a lot of people say she's simultaneously like a top 5 character, but then I also see so many matchup spreads where people have her as even or losing.
Yeah.
You know what? Like as a Samus player, I
Are
have,
you a Samus player?
I have
Wow.
always said, I have always maintained that matchup is dead even since the game came out.
Okay.
I think personally. Maybe you disagree.
I don't really know, honestly. Peach is definitely, I think, the type of character that it's a player character. So she can be morphed and changed based on the person playing her, I think, completely. And I think that's why we see her like so up and down on matchup charts, because she's a very neutral heavy character, extremely neutral heavy.
Right.
Player to player, 100%. That's just my opinion. I mean, some people think she's all cheese and stuff, but yeah, I think she is very player skill.
Yeah, because there's some people who do the crazy,
Right.
float cancel
There's so many
combos.
ways to play her.
And then there's some people like who are just more kind of just trading scrappy blows,
Exactly.
and then just are good with her like edge guarding, obviously her turns and stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's she just stands out to me as one of the few top tiers or supposed top tiers who is top tier while simultaneously always being said, oh no, she's even, or I might beat her.
Right, exactly.
So it's weird because you don't see that with like Wolf. You don't see that with Shulk, or like you don't see that with a lot of the top tiers. It's like no, they're just really good and they beat most of the cast.
Yeah. She I don't want to say she doesn't have cheese, but I like to think she's more honest than a lot of the characters in general. Even though she has safe shield pressure and stuff, it's still something I feel like she's very the better you get as a player, I think the better you can do with Peach. That's kind of how
What would you say to people who are like starting out at the game? Do you think she's a good character to start with, or do you think maybe a little bit, maybe?
I'd say don't play her unless you're committed to her. That's my biggest thing. Because
So she's not a secondary.
No, absolutely not. I think anybody would agree to that. That Peach is basically a main or you don't play her kind of character. In general, most people don't have Peach secondaries. I don't know. Like
No, yeah, I think
you could probably not think of one.
I can't think of one.
Yeah,
because people who
there's
have
not
the
really
secondaries. When you think of secondaries, I guess you usually think of Wolf,
Great.
Lucina.
Characters
Those
that
two
aren't-
are the main that pop
exactly.
into mind, right?
Probably Pirate Mythra now. You know?
Now everyone. What is
Yeah.
okay? So your take on the Pyramithra frenzy over like everyone's playing her, everyone's saying they're top 2, top 3, but it's also like, in my opinion, she's actually not a super expressive character. Like Peach is a super expressive
Yeah, I
character.
agree.
I think Samus can be a really expressive character at like high level, but like Pyramithra, super clearly just broken
Yeah.
in terms of like the stats.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a lot of autopilot-y combos, and then just you win neutral, and then have just a lot of crazy tools. But I'm curious what you think if like people are gonna stay the course because just really good, or if you think it's gonna be kind of almost like a boom bust stock. Like a lot of people flow into them, try them out, and they're like, you know what? Maybe they're really good, but like just not really for me. Like I'm not gonna stick with them.
I think Pirate Mythra are here to stay, honestly.
You think so?
Yeah, I think that Mythra, her frame data is seriously no joke. And there's really no reason not to use a character with combos and frame data, solo commitment, so much. There's really no reason to stop playing a character with that many advantages in general. And, you know, if Mythra's not for you, there's always I don't know how to say it, but she's always there too. So you get both sides. I think Mythra is a character that's here to stay.
Yeah, I kind of wish it wasn't.
Yeah, I wish she wasn't as accessible and like took a little bit more investment to be good with, but they're extremely good.
Yeah.
It's a character.
Well, and so just to cap it off, you're about to go back in to play Monk's Cookie.
I'm scared.
ZSS Pichu player.
Oh wow!
Oh, I don't know if I even should have said that. I might have just revealed.
No.
But yeah, ZSS Pichu player. I've already said it now. How do you feel about the matchup with both of those?
I think Pichu Honestly, Pichu reminds me of Peach a lot, where like if Pichu is playing on point, it's very hard to beat Pichu, but Pichu gets blown up for small things. Kind of
Right.
like, I think similar to Peach, where if Peach isn't playing very careful and weak her down, it's very easy to just blow her up as well. But I think it's Peach's favor, probably, definitely, just because she combos him, and then as soon as she combos him, he's in kill percent,
Right.
pretty much. And then Pichu can't really camp if she gets a combo because Pichu starts taking damage,
Right.
stuff like that. She's also really good at edge running Pichu, which a lot of characters can't do. And then ZSS, I think ZSS beats Peach. I don't think it's that close, but I still think it's winnable for almost the majority, almost all majority of players, especially at this level. So I think Peach can win. It's hard, but I think Peach
Awesome. Well, super glad you were able to come
can.
out.
Oh my god,
and
thank you for
visit.
having me. I
Of
love
course.
the venue. You're doing a great job TOing.
Well, thank you.
I love this whole videography thing. It's really
It's
fun.
awesome. Yeah, I'm glad I could take you aside real quick.
Go inside.
And yeah, let's go inside.
Okay, we're getting out.